the rest you've been looking for by checking out the Deep Sleep Sounds podcast on Spotify or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. Good morning. Today I'm going to talk about love bombing. When you're talking to somebody and they're flooding you with all these compliments, telling you how much they like you, how much you're the one. And we're going to just decipher what's real and what's not, okay? Because there's a lot of love bombing that goes on in dating, in the dating world when you first meet somebody. When you first meet somebody, okay, number one, I always tell you, you got to listen to your gut. If your gut is telling you something doesn't seem right, then it doesn't. If somebody's telling you they love you within the first week and they don't know anything about you, that is a red flag, okay? Love takes time. You could lust somebody and be infatuated with somebody right away, but in order to love somebody is to know somebody. So how can you love somebody without really taking time and getting to know them? This is why I tell you guys all the time, you have to take your time, okay? People aren't always who they appear to be. Now, generally, when I talk about the game, you guys, the game basically, when it comes to men, all right, a lot of men use love bombing for a lot of different reasons. And the most common reason is usually to get sex, all right? This is not something that women are generally taught, okay? A lot of women might use love bombing to get some kind of financial benefit from a man that, they're looking for something. Maybe they're looking for him to pay for something for her or whatever. So she may flood him with compliments and how much she's into him. But when we turn it around and we look at it the other way, a lot of men, they know that in order to get sex, in a lot of cases, and it may not be sex that they're after, it could be some other benefit, all right? This is why I always talk about benefits. This is the way a lot of people are. It's the me society. Remember, a lot of people are self-absorbed today. Not everybody, but a lot of people are self-absorbed. And when they're out in that dating world and they have all these options, they're going to be saying, when they look at you, what benefit does this person offer me? And that's what you got to think about with whoever you are talking to. You have to say to yourself, this person is showing me a lot of love. They're coming on strong. They're telling me how much they like me, okay? But is there some other benefit that they're looking for from me? Are they looking for sex from me because they're lusting me and they think I'm sexy? And, initially in the beginning, everything is visual, all right? Especially on the online dating. You're looking at a picture, you're judging somebody, pretty much 80%, you're judging that person by how much you like their pictures, okay? Are you physically and sexually attracted to that person? And with men, a lot of times, they're very visual, okay? Initially, that's what turns on in their brain, How much am I sexually attracted to that woman? And women do that too. That's why there's a lot of women that look at a guy's picture and right away, if he's a good looking guy, he's got a lot of muscles or he's got a sexy look or he has that edge, right away that light goes on without really knowing what that person is about. Okay, somebody could look good and be a creep, all right? Or not treat you the way you should, or may have 7 other options, 7 other women that he's rotating and giving everybody the love bomb, okay? And why do they do that? Because they have some kind of benefit in getting to know you, all right? Like, for instance, they may want to have sex with you, or in other cases, it could be a financial benefit. Maybe you have your own place and they don't have their own place and they're looking to get out of wherever they're living. Maybe they're living at home or maybe they're in a bad situation. And this is what some men do, all right? Or women too could do that as well, all right? They're going to love bomb you and they may want to move in with you for whatever reason. Maybe so they don't have to pay rent anymore. It happens all the time. So if they're bringing up moving in with you right away and you don't know that person for a while, that is a red flag, all right? That is a red flag. And you don't want to put yourself in a situation like that until you really know what that person is about, okay? That's why I always say it's the marathon, baby, all right? It's the marathon. And people that are real will be consistent over time. See, here's the thing with the love bombers, you guys. Love bombers, they come on strong really fast, okay? And over time, it starts to subside, all right? It depends on what the benefit it is of knowing you. What's their benefit of knowing you, all right? Now, somebody could really like you. I'm not saying that they couldn't really like you, but if it comes off as superficial and it just doesn't seem right, then trust your gut feeling. It's not right. That's when you have to say to yourself, is there another benefit that this person could be getting from me? Okay. Maybe I'm much younger. I'm a younger woman and he's an older guy. And, that's why he's giving me the love bombing. All right. Just like red flags like that. Maybe, I have my shit together. I have a good job. I have a lot going for me. I have a good career. I have money in the bank. I have a nice place to live. And he's not on the same level as you are. Okay. Now, this is another thing you have to keep into consideration too. When you're dating somebody, they say it's always best to be on the same level as where that person is or if they're above you. All right. And the reason that I say that, okay, is because you don't want to be in a situation where you're with somebody that sets you back. All right. Unless that person is really ambitious and working hard and they're putting in the work. All right. Everybody has situations sometimes in their life where they're set back and they're trying to get on their feet. But if you see that this person, let's just say, is in their late 30s or older, and they're still in the same position they were in when they were 25, that is a red flag. That could be somebody that, you're going to be holding the weight when you're in the relationship, and that's why they're love bombing you, all right? Is it a form of manipulation? Most definitely, yes, okay? It is most definitely a form of manipulation unless the person is very young and they're just infatuated with you. And that's where you got to remember, there's a difference between being infatuated and being in love. And anybody will tell you that has lived life, that has been married, that knows the difference. When you're young, it's kind of hard to recognize those things because you haven't experienced, all right? When you're dating and you're going through all, the first love and getting to know somebody, okay, it's a lot different than when you've been married to that person. You do see the ugly side of that person. You do see that person when they're in a bad mood or, they're cranky, or maybe they freeze you out because they're just agitated, or they get bored, or they're selfish. That's when you see the real person, all right? That's why I always tell you, whoever you're dating, you want to see that person in every kind of scenario you can before you really get serious. You want to see that person when they get mad, all right? You want to see that person when they get sad, because this is how you're going to be able to evaluate who you're dealing with. And this is a problem that a lot of women have, all right? A lot of women, they don't recognize certain signs in people that they are dating, and that's why they get hurt. They fall into believing every word that person tells you in the beginning. This is why I always say, you guys, don't believe everything you hear in the beginning, okay? You have to take it slow. It is the only way to really see that person for who they are. Because I guarantee you, in every relationship, when you started dating somebody, they were completely different than they were a year later or 6 months later even, okay? Then they start to let their guard down and you start to really see that person for who they are, okay? So love bombing is a way that people use, all right, because they want you. They want you for some reason, all right? And like I always say, with men, in a lot of cases, men use it, and especially on the dating apps, all right? Not necessarily always on the dating apps, but in general, men use it a lot, okay? Because they may not be looking for a relationship. They tell you they're looking for a relationship because they know, you guys. They know that the majority of the women are looking for a relationship, okay? Not everybody, but a lot of women are looking for a relationship. And this is not something that our fathers taught us, okay? This is what you call part of the game, all right? And if you have a lot of guy friends and you know a lot of men, they will tell you this, okay? They will tell you this, how they love bomb women. Most of the time, it's for sex. That's why a lot of women get hurt, because the guys will love bomb you. They'll tell you, oh, I want you to be my wifey one day. Oh, you're so pretty and you're the one and you're everything I've been looking for and everything like that. Don't buy it. Don't fall into the bullshit, all right? The only way you're going to know that that person is sincere is over time, okay? And if it seems over the top, it is over the top. Like they say, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, guess what? It's a duck, all right? The difference is, if somebody really likes you and let's just say they are, giving you a lot of love bombing and everything like that, they could generally like you. I'm not saying that they couldn't generally like you. But the only way you are going to know is if it's consistent over time. Don't give too much too soon. Because if you give too much too soon, that person could get something from you, whether it's money, whether it's sex, or maybe they're just keeping you around on part of their entourage, okay, of women, all right? If you're a guy, it could be a woman doing the same thing, keeping you around, or maybe using you to take her out or spend money on her or whatever that could be. All right. So you have to take it slow to really see what that person is about. And you have to use your common sense. This is where I talk about love. All right. Love takes time. In order to love somebody, you have to respect that person. So if you're just starting to talk to somebody and that person, you've had superficial conversations with that person. Maybe you're talking about what's going on in the world. Maybe you're talking about the COVID situation. Maybe you're just talking about general issues that are happening. If that person is not getting to know you as a person, then they're generally not sincere and really interested in you, that you're being flooded with love bombs. They need to ask questions about you, about your past relationships, about where you went to school, about your job, about your family. Somebody who's really interested is going to want to they're going to want to feed off you. They're going to want to know more and more and more about you. And it's not going to just be oh, you're so sexy, baby, or, you're my woman and you're my queen and, it's you and I used to be a player, but I'm not a player anymore, okay? And let me just say something with regard to that. Most of the time, guys, they're still a player, okay? And that's where it comes to timing, all right? Me and a good friend of mine were having a conversation about this the other day, just how important timing is. A lot of times when relationships work out or people meet, it's because they met at the right time in their lives, all right? I had a good girlfriend that was dating a guy who was a major player, all right? And he was showing her a lot of attention and everything like that, and he's ready for a relationship with her. And I told her, I said, that's great. I guess the timing is right for the both of you. All right. I said, I said to her, I said, take it slow. Take it slow, because the greatest indicator of future behavior is past behavior, because somebody's character is somebody's character. All right. Very, very rarely does somebody do a total about face and totally become a different type of person. So if he was the type of guy that was in a relationship and he cheated on his past girlfriends, that is a huge red flag, okay? And that's something that you have to be very, very cautious about, because if that's his attitude going in, all right, and he's telling you, well, I used to be like that, but I'm not like that anymore. Like I tell you, most of the time, they're still like that, okay? But it could be a situation where he's matured and he's decided that, he really does want to have that relationship. But you have to take it slow. You have to look for the red flags. And red flags could be anything. Red flags could be ghosting, not being consistent, not giving you their time or energy, or willing to take you out and just looking to hang out at your crib, okay, or your place, and using you for other benefits. But getting back to the whole love bombing thing, all right, trust and believe, you guys, when somebody love bombs you, either they're looking for something from you, all right, I'm just going to say it straight out. There's something that you have that they really want, and the whole idea of love bombing is to win you over. It's either that, or they're really young and naive and they don't have any concept as to what real love is. They don't have any concept that real love, especially if you're living with somebody or you're married with somebody, is being able to work together as a partner, to be able to work through finances, to be able to deal with children if you have children. Who's going to get up in the middle of the night and take care of those kids? Who's going to go get the medicine when somebody's sick? All right. That's why I always say you want somebody that's a kind person, whether you're a guy or a female, okay? Because there's a lot of females that are very selfish as well. It goes both ways. I have a lot of male friends. They tell me all the time, a lot of the females are very self-absorbed. It's all about them. A lot of women are doing the same thing, playing the game, doing the love bombing, rotating 4 or 5 guys, going out like crazy and doing the same thing. So it's, you have to be on the same page with somebody. You have to look at that person, all right? Get your microscope out. You have to look at that person and you have to look at their life. Take a look at their life. Where are they now in their life? Have they just finished college and they're starting out? Look at their family. What kind of family? Were their parents married for 50 years? Does this person know really what it means to be in a long, successful, healthy relationship? Or are they just talking talk? They just talk the talk and telling you everything you want to hear. And why do we fall into this trap? Why do we fall into this trap? Okay. We fall into this trap because it sucks out there, all right? I'm going to tell you, it sucks out there in the dating world. If you're somebody that wants to have a relationship and you're not just looking to sleep around and have hookups, it sucks out there because 80% of those people that you're meeting online, it doesn't even necessarily have to be online, but let's just say online, half the time it doesn't work out because they're dealing with so many different options. They're bouncing around, talking to all these different people. They're saying, okay, who do I like? Who do I not like? Let me rotate it around. Okay, I'll talk to this person. Then when I get tired of them, let me move on and talk to the other person. Then they get tired of them and they say, okay, let me come back and talk to you. You sounded better. Okay, so you're being rotated. You're being rotated. But the thing is, you have to decide, what you want to, how you want to deal with this. And if you're out there and you're sick of the dating world, and then you come across this person that, let's say, you're physically, and if you're really physically attracted, that love bombing's going to affect you even more. Okay? Because if you're dealing with, let's say, a guy that is very, very physically attracted and you're like, wow, he's hot. I could see myself with him. It's going to be harder. It's going to be harder, ladies, to pull away. But you have to use your head, not your heart. You have to use your common sense. This is how you protect yourself. You have to look at his consistency. Is he getting on the phone with you every day in a consistent manner? So with my friend, with the guy that is love bombing her, he's on the phone with her every night. Every night he's on the phone with her, talking to her. But here's the thing. He's in a situation where he's living with roommates and he's not happy. And he's only known her a few weeks and he's talking about moving in with her. And I said, well, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Okay. This could be why he's coming on strong, okay? He's looking for a situation. He's looking for a situation. That's why you don't move fast. You take it slow. It's the same thing with the sex. I actually did a survey with the group of men that I know, all right? And I asked them, would you marry a woman that you had sex with on the first date? And almost all of them said, oh, definitely. I want to test it out. I want to test it out before, I get serious with somebody. This is what they say, you guys. But the reality of it, okay, the reality is when you have sex with somebody right away, especially with men, because men generally are physically drawn right away, once they have you, it's a little bit harder for them to want to be interested in knowing, what's your favorite color, all right? Then it's like there's nothing to work for. That you don't have that sexual attraction to build up to. That's why a lot of coaches tell you, wait, take your time. Because by the time you do have sex with that person, you've built that emotional bond with that person where that person, it's not just about them getting you sexually, they actually start to get that emotional attachment to them. It's very hard to have sex right away and then start to work on the emotional attraction because their sex drive, after they've had you, it's like when you have a piece of chocolate, after you had it, you're satisfied, okay? And maybe you want a different kind of candy later on. So when you build that up, when somebody gets to know you and they talk to you and they like your personality and they think you're cool and stuff like that, then when you have sex with them, it's not just about the sex. They've actually gotten to know you as a person and they want to know you more because they know you more than just the sex of it. They know, that you're a cool girl and they want to be around you. You see, so you have to keep that attraction going. And when you give the sex right away, it's hard for them to just want to be interested in just the emotional side. Because in order to know men is to understand men, all right? And this isn't for all guys, but I'm talking for the majority, all right? And when I tell you that men generally are sexually driven by, the attraction is generally driven initially is by the sexual attraction, trust and believe I know what I'm talking about. I've had enough experience, okay? So that's why you want to get that person to get to know you, and you want to get to know that person as well. You want to see what that person is about, okay? And that's how you're going to be able to tell, is this person love bombing me? Is to make these people wait, to take your time, take it one step at a time, because the thing with the love bomber, you guys, is they can't keep it up. They can't keep it up. Somebody that's love bombing you in the very beginning, believe me when I tell you, they are not going to be love bombing you 3 to 6 months down the road. They can't keep it up because it's fake. Bottom line is it's fake, all right? So that's how you, and you know what? Like I said, trust your gut. Trust your gut. If your gut is telling you something, 9 times out of 10, you're on the money. Your own instincts are there for a reason. It's like I had a friend, he was a New York City detective. He used to follow, women used to hire him to follow their husbands, right? And he said to me, okay, he said, I tell these women all the time, you don't have to spend this money to get a PI to follow your husband or your boyfriend. He said, if you're feeling that, most of the time you are right. If you're feeling a certain way, most of the time you're right. And I had another friend too. She was married to a guy that was working a lot. They ended up getting divorced, okay? And he used to tell her he's working all the time. And she felt very lonely, okay? And that's one of the reasons that they broke up. And she assumed, something must be going on. Now, there are cases that somebody is working and everything like that. But the way you could tell is how that person treats you, all right? How that person treats you. I mean, you have to be in tune with this shit, you guys. How that person treats you will tell you if that person is not all with you. And I don't mean with you physically, I mean with you emotionally. Because when somebody is cheating or something like that, it's very hard for that person to be all into you emotionally. Like you could go out, let's say that you have a boyfriend and he's cheating on you, right? A lot of times when that happens, a lot of times you're with that person, you feel like they're not really there with you. And that's when a lot of times people fight because they're not getting, the love that maybe they once got or the attention they once got. And usually it's because of some other reason. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean they're cheating. It could just mean there's something else. It could be something else on their mind. Maybe they have a problem at work. Maybe they have a family problem. That's why you got to really see what's going on in that person's head. You have to ask questions and really assess if there's some other situation going on. But that's the same thing like with the love bombing as well. You have to look at this person. You have to say, wow, they're coming on really strong. They don't really know me that well, what do they think? I'm the best thing that walked into their life. And then you have to ask yourself, okay, is it because they're just really, really attracted to me, maybe sexually or something? Is it because, I have a lot going for me and they don't? All right. So always look at the benefit that you offer somebody else. And also think about yourself. Think about what is their benefit to you. You only get one life out there, okay? So don't waste it with the wrong people and then wake up one day and say, wow, this didn't work out. Now I have to start all over and it's a little bit harder later on, okay? So look at this person and see, are they on the level with you? Because it will affect you later on, all right? It will be more pressure on you. You want to make sure whoever you're dealing with is pulling their weight, all right? So I hope that helps you. And, I want you guys to be aware of these things. This is manipulation or just somebody who doesn't understand love, like a young kid that love bombs, that, doesn't have enough experience and they're just infatuated with you. That's all it is. Or it's because they want to manipulate you for some kind of benefit. Remember that, you guys. Remember that. I can't say it enough. How do I know? Because I've been through it 1,000 times. That's how I know, okay? So if you have any questions or there's something that you want me to podcast on, please send me an email to askyaz909@gmail.com, okay? Have a great day. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz. I want to tell you about my 2 books that are on Amazon, okay? You can download them free with the trial membership from Kindle. The first book is Regain Your Power. If you're in a relationship and you feel like your partner has all the control in the relationship, maybe you're walking around on eggshells, you're afraid to approach them, it's going to tell you how to regain your power and be happy in the relationship, okay? And what you may be doing wrong, and that's why your partner has all the control in the relationship. The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time. There's a lot of people that are dating someone or in a relationship with somebody who's not really vested in the relationship. And we often are confused as to whether our partner really likes us or is into us or wants a future with us. And this book is going to give you signs and red flags of whether your partner is into you or he's just basically drifting and wasting your time. So go to Amazon and download the Kindle free trial membership. Doesn't cost you anything. And check it out. It may help you. Okay? And have a great day.